Pearl's here. Let's go.
Boom! We are off with another episode of Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Alan Snyder, here with my boy, dead at 42. It's Zach Elias. What's up, buddy?
Doctor. My friend Molly didn't believe you were a doctor. And then she wants to come on the show.
We're going to have her. I'm always down for she also seems like a good guest.
Oh, she's out of her mind. Very opinionated. Never been wrong in her life kind of thing. I asked her that. I saw her. I go, you ever been wrong in your life? She goes, no. I go, me either. Great. Let's go. It's like, she's nuts.
Does she give good podcast?
I mean, I'm sure she's willing to learn. Anything goes.
Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. Tuesdays, we do it live.
Did you make that up to give good podcasts, or is that a thing?
Saturdays, we post it later.
You stole it.
Make sure you're sharing these episodes. Tell a friend. We're always looking for more support in the area. We got a fun one for today. Episode 152. Calling this one Death Con 3, which I assume Zach has no idea what I'm talking about.
I mean, it's like Death Con 3 or like maybe a heavy metal convention.
I love it. It's going to make it that much better. Before we get into...
And it's Molly.
Before we get into today's episode, Zach, why don't you tell everybody what you are drinking for today's episode?
So I pulled one at random from the variety packs. I'm not even sure what I'm drinking. I am drinking from the Flying Fish Brewing Company, the Salt and Sea Session Sour Ale brewed with strawberry and lime. This thing's going to be like a key lime pie in liquid form.
I love that.
And it's going to be salty.
I wish it was in my mouth.
Enjoy. What do you got there, champ?
Zach, been a rough one in the New Jersey household. We are currently down a fridge, down a freezer. Everything has gone tits up. It has been such a miserable, miserable week where
down a fridge and a freezer?
It's all in one, but you know. Friday night, all you hear is a click, zzz, nothing. Then some dripping. Every 5 to 10 minutes.
The fridge and freezer
drives me absolutely mental. Anyways, by Monday,
that was a sexy joke.
Everything is completely gone, and all my beer is warm. I even tried bringing beer to my patient's house today, and I'm just going to put my medicine in the freezer, and it still is absolutely lukewarm, which I can't do that. But I thought this would be a good time to throw in your face that I got you something special for my bachelor party. I got you and your boy Eric scotch. It is.
You think so?
It is Johnny Walker, A Song of Fire, blended Scotch Whitney.
Blended.
Look at this. Look at this.
That's badass. It's probably the best thing in there. Taste that.
I hate scotch, but you know what? I have no ice and nothing cold in my house, and I debated on doing warm beer, and I definitely can't do that.
You could have Yom Kippured it like me, drinking nothing.
I just make a point to have something new every time. I could have stopped at the store like an hour ago and gotten some.
Let's see how that fireball is.
All right. Release the twistin'.
You know what? We both wish we had each other's thing.
Yeah, I think we do. I'll trade you. All right, I'm going 2 fingers of this. I'd kill for an ice cube. I'll do one more. Glug, glug, glug.
I'd kill for an ice cube, too.
All right.
Something to water this down. This is really just sour. This is like putting one of those warheads in the side of your mouth. And just like this.
Oh, mine's not bad.
You remember Warheads? They were great.
They make Warhead beer. I had it on the show.
Yeah, I remember that. It's nonsense. But you put one in your side of your mouth until it was too sour and it'll destroy the side of your cheek. That's what this thing is.
I love that. Zach, speaking of Game of Thrones, did you see this past week's episode?
4.3 alcohol? Where? I wish kill for it to be all alcohol. Yes, I'm caught up on hot take.
Tell me that Jack-o'-lantern map wasn't the most badass thing you've ever seen.
I literally wasn't sure if you'd watched it. I was going to text you. You need this.
I need that for anything. It's so good.
It probably you can get it on Sky Mall for like $10 million or like, 8 million Camel Cash or whatever you're going to buy it with.
Camel Cash, do you remember that?
Yeah. You just smoke like all the cigarettes to get like a cool jacket. Yeah, you can get a gym bag, but this guy's not going to the gym. His heart is dying.
We're doing this episode on a Wednesday because Zach was detained. Zach, tell people the real reason. Were you stuck in the Grand Canyon?
I don't really get that. I got that people out. You sent me the thing.
Do you know that whole story, what happened?
No, I read the blurb you put up on the Facebook.
It is so clickbaity. You still have long COVID, which is insane.
I got the longest, baby.
But 5 people got stuck in the Grand Canyon, and they make it look like, oh, will they get out? Won't they? It's like Ross and Rachel. Will they? Won't they? We don't know. But they were stuck in a hotel, a 5-star hotel down there with all the amenities. But of course,
Oh.
you click the article.
Pretty good clickbait.
Oh, they got me.
Yeah.
So
I got leave if you discuss got.
Game of Thrones.
We're not discussing got. We're discussing hot D's. So you're into hot D's.
Oh my God, Zach.
Nishkit?
Episode 152. So this is where this whole week has been the biggest news in the world, and you have no idea what's going on.
No, I mean, I've got topics. I know Andy Dick got arrested, but like I don't know what the is.
Mine's way bigger than your dick.
Hardly. The long COVID.
Your boy Yeezy has gone off of his goddamn rocker, and he's losing everything, which I thought he was pretty untouchable. Kanye makes the shoes and the music, and we all know he's insane, right?
Yeah, he's losing like $1 billion, like
literally $1 billion.
Like trace commas.
Do you know what he said that got him in so much trouble?
The anti-Semitism thing?
But the anti-Semitism comment was, and I quote, I'm going to, or said, he tweeted, I'm going DEFCON 3 on the Jews tomorrow, which is so great because, Zach, as you know, it's not DEFCON, it's DEFCON.
Yeah.
Better yet,
Coleman taught me that in the 80s.
Better yet,
War games.
The scale of 3, DEFCON 3 is not that bad.
Well, it's not great. It's the middle one.
I get it, but the best thing about DEFCON, and you and I make that joke all the time.
Red Dawn is happening.
That's more like DEFCON 2.
But
it's basically all about the defense system.
80s war movies.
You and I make this joke all the time. We're like, you're in a car and you're like, how bad you got to go? It's DEFCON 5 is the best. That's where you want to be. DEFCON 1 is seconds, not minutes.
Been there. That was a DEFCON, Defecation Con 1. Oh, that's it for me. You've been fabulous.
Good night, Anita.
Watching
terrible.
Too much hacks.
Zach. All right. So Kanye made this say, and the best part about anything he said was Adidas, and I'm sorry. The best thing he said was he goes, I could say anything I want anti-Semitic and Adidas won't drop me the next day. Bye-bye.
Next day. They almost dropped James Harden for wearing Nike. They don't fuck around.
But
you know where Adidas is from?
Middle East?
What?
No, I don't know.
Germany. They don't fuck with that. You can't have that. I'm sure he had a nice pair. But like, yeah, given the history, that's an area you just don't go to.
So as I put up the mustache, Zach, let's get into it because I legitimately want to know. Like, look, the Holocaust is horrible. I clearly don't support anything like that. But Hitler had his beef, right?
Ish. He started most of it. His own.
I want you to talk to me like I'm a third grader. Why do people hate Jewish people?
You haven't been listening to this podcast.
Zach, I don't control the weather. Do you control the weather?
A little.
You're under the weather.
No, but we control Hollywood and the media.
I don't get it. I really just don't understand. It, like, do you think I have some special magic power to do anything? Julia
says you don't.
Jesus.
All the pieces are there. No, I don't know why they hate us. I mean, we're not great, and I've been told that I'm a lot. But then we're often, as a monolith, a unique grouping. And there's, but there's many subsections within it. I don't know.
Speaking of being a lot,
harmless usually.
You and I always go to you're a lot. Is the Pope Catholic? Last night on The Bachelor, the girl drops in a row. Is the Pope Catholic? Does Dolly Parton sleep on her back? Does a one-legged duck swim in a circle? I was besides myself.
She's great.
That's great. That's great.
How's she doing the show?
She's doing okay. She's not blessed exactly in the frontal department, but other than that, she's a little mannish.
Did Dolly Parton sleeps on her back? I don't know, but you certainly don't. Did he give her one of those?
Zach, we quickly need to segue out of this because I know if your biggest story of the week, Zach, is Andy Dick, you have no idea what happened when I say the Wisconsin Girls Volleyball Team.
No, I don't. I know other random stuff.
What you're going to say to me is picture. So we'll just take a pause because I sent you a text about the picture that was released, both of them, for the Wisconsin Girls Volleyball Team. For people watching live, I'll just do a little music for you in the background.
I gotta go.
Ooh.
Did they win?
Who knows if they won? I think they're the B1G champs, maybe.
Yes, they are.
But Zach, okay, for those of us who are on audio form, welcome back. Holy shit. There was a big photo dump, a big photo leak. Zacharias, go ahead and describe for our listening audience the pictures I just sent you.
It's the volleyball team all posing topless and, frolicking.
Frolicking is a great way to explain that.
They are frolicking. They all seem in on it. They seem happy to be there. They don't seem to be forced to be there. I don't see the problem.
All right. Here's my problem with the picture. I want you to go to the first one where it's a little bit brighter. That poor girl in the background, between the ones with hats who are throwing up gang signs. Why is she even in the picture? What's going on with her?
Oh, her shirt is up. She's just being blocked.
As am I from enjoying this picture.
Why is she throwing up gang signs? Because where is this from? Wisconsin?
Wisconsin.
Yeah, she's probably in some white girl gang.
What white girl gang could that be?
The Wisconsin Whites. Or the Klan. I don't know, man. That's a white girl gang.
2 whiskey cokes, please.
Yeah, exactly. The Klan. They have that there, and they all look like her.
So for whatever reason, this bunch of girls... Zach, why did they do this? I don't understand what they thought was going to happen.
I mean, they didn't tell me why, but they just told me to take the picture.
There's a lot of other pictures that look like they were taken from the Blair Witch Project, but these were the 2 good ones that have been tinted and you can just see pretty much every girl's tatas, including some of them who, I don't know if I should be body shaming, but I don't know if you...
Great shape. What's wrong with you? They're ripped.
The 2 on the left I could do without.
The 2 on the left?
Your boobs are bigger than theirs.
They're athletes. I'm a 42-year-old middle-aged guy.
Dead at 42.
What?
Dead at 42.
Well, I'm still kicking, and the one in the middle's got like a 9-pack. Good for her.
So you're cool with this? At no point are you like, I have a daughter who's maybe going to be athletic. No, actually, what am I saying?
No, and I don't want her going on Girls Gone Wild Snoop Dogg edition. But look, if you're going to do it as a team that builds camaraderie and you win the national title, who's to say that's not why? It's only crazy if it doesn't work.
Why take pictures?
I don't know, to send the creeps like you and me. I don't know, man. Why take the pictures when you got to flaunt it? Because it's Wisconsin, which means that most of them are going to be 400 pounds by the time they're 35. So let it go now. Have you been to Wisconsin? It's wild. Cheese is a currency.
They're very big up there.
It's bananas. So, which they should eat more of? The very unhealthy crowd.
Zach, last week we were talking about cringy stuff. And of course, like always, we do an episode. And the next day, I have 2 great moments. Both of them were at kickboxing. So when you're first class, you come in and whether you know anything or don't, they always pair you with one of the instructors or helpers. And then they make you, feel welcome. They show you what to do. And
so the kid at the bar mitzvah who's can't dance. So he's hanging out with a DJ in the back. And learning the moves.
Kind of. So there was a guy who came in last week who was not very good and seemed kind of thirsty and competitive. Thirsty and pathetic. Okay. And this guy gets paired up with one of the instructors, and the instructor is just really being friendly with him and teaching him different stuff. And as the class ends, the kid goes up to him and goes, "Hey, that was a lot of fun. We should exchange numbers and hang out sometimes and watch some fights." And I was just mortified and thinking oh my god, no, he doesn't like you. He doesn't want to be your friend. This is literally his job. It was so fucking awkward. I mean, I just walked away, but the other one was kind of on me.
He should have said, yes, if I do that, it's a work meeting.
Yeah, pay me to be your friend. It's just it's your first day in class. You really think you're just striking it off with some guy in class long lost best friends? Come on. That's only me and you.
Yeah, sure.
The other one was on me. I got paired up with the kid who's actually pretty good, and I really enjoyed training with them. I think his name's Ray or Frank. I can't quite make it out. And finally, into one class, I turned and I said, "How long you been doing this?" And he goes, "In theory, a year." And I looked at him, I go, "In theory? Were you doing it at home by yourself?" He goes, "No." I said, "Seriously, for a year. Sorry, I have a lisp." And I was
my God. Shit. You should just let him kick you in the face.
He does. I swear to you, everything might be. I mean, granted, we're kind of working as we're chatting. It's very awkward. But he goes, "If you really," and it wasn't that bad that I should have known.
Is it always the same people in the class, or could you just have left and never seen him again?
he's been coming somewhat regular, and I try to be his partner. And then he had to explain it, and I just had to. I was like, yeah, it's cool. Everybody has that, you know.
I would have said, "What's a lisp?" And just seen where it went from there.
I debated on rolling my R's and just being like, sorry, that's how I talk sometimes.
Like full on Spanish.
Yeah. Kid's also Spanish.
Here we go.
I have a candidate that is not for pishadoo of the week because it's pretty awesome. I heard today on the news that I think it's Virgin Airlines or maybe it's Virgin in Australia or something to that effect. If you go online and buy a flight and intentionally buy a bitch seat, sitting middle,
I'm aware of what bitch is.
You're entered into a lottery where you can win stuff.
Like what?
Money was one of them. I think it was like 45 grand was the
like
top
a Spirit
prize.
Airlines t-shirt or something. It's like
one of them was bungee jumping. I forget what the other one was, but I thought to myself,
it's like awesome. Way to fill a flight.
Right, Zach? See, for me personally, I know you have no feelings. So when you and Jenna fly, you're definitely window and she's bitch, right?
No. I'm aisle.
You're aisle and she's bitch.
I don't like flying, and I don't want to see what's going on out there. I've seen like the Twilight Zone's a gremlin out there. Where's the drink cart? Like, let's go.
I personally
send Stephanie or Stefan down the aisle. I need booze.
If I know the person on either side of me, it doesn't bother me. I basically, when we fly with my landlord, she always is on the window with her nails in my thigh, and I say bitch, and it doesn't bother me. So I heard that thing and I was like, that's kind of, I need to talk about this because I love it.
She doesn't like flying, nails in the thigh?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, fly together, the three of us. I'm on the aisle, she's the window, and we're both on your thigh. Just, I don't like it.
Meet in the middle, 2 hands.
Yeah, you can go skiing.
Zach, I have a confession. I didn't realize I didn't realize I did this, but when it comes to watching baseball, which I wanted to talk to you about, I'm curious who you're rooting for because you despise the Phillies, but you're not rooting for the cheaters, right?
What do I care if they cheated? They're not cheating. You're not trying.
I feel that way as well. Not to mention
the Astros.
2 of the main guys. I mean, Springer and Correa aren't there anymore. It's basically just Altuve and Bregman that we hate, right?
I don't have any animus towards either of them. Good for them. They cheated and they won. I'm fine with it.
So
I like Dusty Baker. Go Stros.
My best friend's a diehard Phillies fan, and we're sitting there talking about it, and he basically kind of said, like, are you going to be rooting for the Phils? And I realized this. I root against the Yankees. I root for the Orioles. But as I watched all these baseball games, and I don't really have a horse in the race, I find myself cheering for the home team. And not intentionally, but, like, I enjoy the eruption. Like when they do. Come on, it's fun when they hit something, they run around, they scream, they do a little hand signal.
When
I enjoy that.
Hit that home run, I lost 8 pounds. My heart just sank. I just it was deflating. I was so
because you hate them and the Braves and the Yankees. Like,
yeah,
come on,
that's the list. I only hate 3 teams, and you just named them.
Only.
That's not that many. 32. I hate 3. That's not so. And the Nats I don't love, but I could deal with. I also don't know any Nationals fans. I know so many rabid animal Philly fans. Eagles, go Birds, Phillies.
Go Birds.
The worst.
Drink the water.
That's a different bird. Bird doesn't fly that much.
I sent you that World Series correlation. The stock market tanks when the Phillies win the World Series. Very good. Obviously, I didn't make that up. I saw that online. What are your thoughts? You know that means Philly's winning because the market's in the shitter.
No, Houston's going to win until the moon, baby.
Care to make a friendly wager?
That Houston wins or the market goes up?
But market will go up eventually. I'm not sure the exact odds. I just know that we should do like a clear bullshit bet for. Fine. I don't even know the odds. I'll take the Phillies because the market is tanking.
3 clear bullshits.
3 clear bullshits?
There it is.
Done.
And I will call bullshit if it's not clear.
The last thing I wanted to talk about, and this is an early candidate for Pishadoo of the Week. I follow the politics a little bit more than most. And right now, we talked about it in Pennsylvania that Dr. Mehmet Oz is running against John Fetterman for the other guy who I assume you know nothing about this. Other you know Dr. Oz, right?
I know who Dr. Oz is, yeah.
Who's made the cringiest promo videos ever. I think we talked about this, like advertising for crudité and whatnot. But the guy who's running against, not making a joke, legit had a stroke within the last year and is not doing well. They put up teleprompters. He tries to read them, and it's not going well. He's still leading in the polls, which is the best part of this.
Bernie's?
Zach, it's so bad. The guy looks a little Neanderthal, which doesn't help. But he's basically saying, like, I can do the job. I can do this. I mean, it's really, really bad.
Geico caveman?
It's not good. I mean, he's got my haircut and he's a little chubbier. So he led off in the debate. I heard a little snippet, and this really bothered me. He goes, Dr. Oz swipes right and the oil factories. And it just made me go, did he just verb swiping right? It drove me fucking nuts today.
That's not good.
Right?
It's not good.
No, not a fan. So that's kind of an early candidate for Pishadoo of the week. But let's get to the real. Actually, no, you have something. What'd you say? Your dick.
Topics.
Go ahead.
Made me laugh, though it's sad, I guess. A skydiving grandfather, this may be on your list, died while skydiving. He fell into a high school football game ceremony and just splat. And he's supposed to be a thing. Skydiving grandpa.
Do you think if you're sitting at that football game that you go, oh, this is totally planned. This guy's fine. Get up there, Gramps. You'll be fine. Because I would have said that. I would have too.
I would have thought
like, this is
unless like I'm wearing him.
You got an ear sitting next to you.
Yeah. Did you see that? No, but I heard it. Hey, I'm here.
Oh, heyo.
Other than that was engaging for me. A Mexican soccer fan with. You heard about her?
No, but why has he got to be Mexican?
Because she's from Mexico. It happened there. Flashed the crowd and incited a bit of a riot. Now she was doing great. Then there is video, and you dig in deep enough, which I did. You can find the unedited.
Why are you not sending me this? I sent you the Wisconsin Volleyball Girls.
All right, I'll send it because it's on my one of those hidden.
So what is the topic here? Give me a take.
There's no topic. It's just made me happy.
Just boobs. Just boobs.
Yeah, pretty much. You sent me the Wisconsin thing. I didn't have to make
the Wisconsin thing is taking over the goddamn internet.
Well, this is the Mexican internet. Fine. You want a hot take?
Internet?
Dick arrested for stealing power tools. He's caught on video in the home, using the tools. Andy Dick, he's delightful.
You know he is all the nose candy. That guy cannot stop.
Nuts. He's nuts. What else we got?
Look at you taking notes.
Yeah,
my 152 episodes.
Right, exactly. Britney Spears promises a porn tape as of next week, which might at this point be this week. Your girl.
But definitely my girl.
Yeah.
But have you not seen her hoo-ha?
Well, not in action. I saw it getting out of a car. I haven't seen it. It
wasn't great.
No, it wasn't great.
I was expecting more or less.
Okay. This one, maybe.
Zach, you have a whole episode here.
I told you I had topics. They were quick hits, but they're topics.
All right.
Texas high school golf team cancels its practice after encountering a strip club golf tournament at the golf course.
Strip club golf.
Strippers everywhere golfing and almost nothing.
Wait, they didn't leave the course. They just stopped golfing.
I assume I didn't get that far into it, but how great when you're in high school, ninth grade, you get there and there's just strippers golfing everywhere, almost nothing.
If I'm there, I take out my putter and start playing.
Yeah, I'll putt through.
Play around.
Play around is right. And just because this made me happy, I'm sure it sucked to be him, but I love a good tasing. You know this guy?
No, but I know your favorite video in the world. We did a whole episode.
This one's close to number 2. This maniac biker in Arkansas, this happened today or yesterday, was going a million miles an hour. Cops pull him over. He's running around. They tase him, and he bursts into flames. The cops had to stop tasing him and go get a fire extinguisher and put him out.
Stop tasing him? They couldn't stop?
I don't know, man. He just bursts into flames. I will send you any number of these.
Start with the Mexican and move on from there.
I was watching the Shepard Smith show, who's usually pretty straight, and he closed with this. It was that good. With the guy on fire.
Wait, the guy on Fox News, Shepard Smith? Who am I thinking of?
He's now on CNBC. He does a straight news, no guests, no old school, just gives you the news, great. Agenda.
It's so good.
He was dying from this. The guy just bursts into flames.
Get the extinguishers. I love it.
It's as good as the Philly fan, but he's not a Philly fan, so that makes me still happier. I wish that guy burst into flames. Idiot.
All right, Zach.
That's what I got.
7 candidates for Pishadoo of the week. One of them is my winner, and I saved it for the end. But the first one actually happened today, but your boy, Joe Biden, had another great quote, which is just too good to let go.
Did he burst into flames?
He basically is. Oh, God, his vocabulary is not doing great. But he started talking about how airlines are, they're all charging more. And one of his big things he's on right now is getting the airlines to reduce their fees or make their fees more easily discovered as you get your seats, because there's a lot of bullshit hidden stuff. But he basically says, airlines, if you want some airlines, if you want 6 more inches between you and the seat in front of you, you have to pay more money, and you just don't know it. And it's unfair. And he starts going, it's going to hit Americans the hardest, the low income, and people of color.
Awful.
He basically called people of color fat. He goes, you're gonna have to pay more for a seat. Like, what the hell are you saying, man? It's just so bad. Next candidate. This is more of a personal one, and granted that Dana White just bought an organization, power slapping. You know, when the two guys stand at the podium and the one guy pulls back and they take turns smacking each other.
Yeah, it's great.
The fact that the UFC guy just bought this makes me worried that it's going to get bigger, and I despise it. I think it's so stupid. I don't care. I think I've seen one, and I'm like, I don't need to watch this.
These are terrible candidates.
Okay. Well, hold up to the end. So next one is a little more personal just because we just finished the Jeffrey Dahmer 10-episode thing on Netflix, which is not as scary as I thought it was going to be, especially because, spoiler, they catch him in the first episode, so the rest of it is the backstory, so every time he's with somebody, you're going, well, he's getting away or they're going to die because I know how he gets caught. Anyways, a pizza place, I think this was in Texas, is in a lot of trouble because they made a Jeffrey Dahmer pizza with finger and eyeball toppings. Everything is edible. They put ramen noodles on top to make it look like brains. I thought this was
different than everything in Halloween from Forever.
But they're in a lot of trouble for saying it's very insensitive to Dahmer and the victims and everything.
So how is that bad? Like, who gives a shit? How is that different than any like haunted? Oh, there's brains and this is spaghetti. And
I'm with you. It's really just because of the show that just came out. Number 4 is an advertisement that I got online that's really bothering me. Apparently, Instagram thinks I want a big blanket. It is we have a king-size bed, and the blanket is basically fit for 4 king-size beds. So it just oozes onto the floor, and I'm so bothered by this because in my life, once something touches the floor, it's done. It is not getting back in the bed. That's it, folks.
No 5-second rule?
With nothing. If Julia fell on the floor, she's staying down there.
Fantastic. No, that's terrible anyway. The bed should be fitted. It should be a nice thing. Plus, I like to tuck the blanket under me sometimes. I sometimes like to put one leg under, one leg on top of. You can't do that if it's 9 feet of a trail.
Oh, I'm all over the place. I totally agree with you.
But once I fall asleep, I don't move. So what the hell do I need 5 extra feet for?
American League Championship Series tickets on Sunday. Granted, it was raining and there was football. You could have gotten a seat for $7. That's embarrassing.
20, but 7, they went down.
But then I started watching the game, and Aaron Judge, may he get hit by a train for all the tea in China. I do not care about this man. Got booed in Yankee Stadium, and I think those fans are the dumbest pieces of shit that have ever
existed.
Everybody
was an Astros fan. That's who bought those tickets. I know they booed, but
they booed him.
They're idiots.
He said he didn't know what happened, and rumor is San Francisco Giants will not be outbid.
Oh,
love it.
It's the same thing.
Jinx.
Owe me a Coke.
Number 6, Van Leeuwen, which if people don't know is a douchey ice cream place in New York City.
You don't say anymore, just Van Leeuwen.
Oh, what? The last one's way better.
Okay.
Van Leeuwen settled a big lawsuit. During COVID, they were not accepting credit cards. They wanted cash only, which apparently you can't do. They end up paying out something silly like $30,000. It was not even that much money with their penalty, but just such a douchey place, and I hate people who go there for ice cream.
Awful. All of it. Anything Van Leeuwen's awful. Stupid.
But the number 1 candidate, number 7, you can decide, formerly Washington Football Team, formerly Washington Redskins, the current Washington Commanders held a 50-50 raffle in their stadium. For people who don't know, 50-50 raffle, you buy a ticket, half goes to the team, half goes to a winner. The total grand prize was like $14,000. The Commanders, doing the right thing, wrote the guy a check. Next day, he takes it to the bank. It bounced. Dan, what are you doing, Uncle Dan?
Where's this money? There's frozen assets.
That's insane that the Washington Commanders wrote. Not to mention, they take the cash right there and then just distribute it back out.
So what does he get now? Is he you got to give him something for the...
They've made him whole. Who cares? The fact that the check bounces.
I don't know how they didn't make him whole and keep him quiet and make him very whole. Not have this come out. Wow.
Joe Biden, people of color, power slapping getting big, Jeffrey Dahmer pizza, big blankets, ALCS tickets / booing judge, Van Leeuwen, the worst, or the Washington Commanders bouncing a check to a guy.
Also between Van Leeuwen and the
you got to pick
football team. I guess it's Washington. They're just the worst. I mean, Snyder could be pishadoo any day.
All right, Zach, trivia time. To give you a little background on the trivia.
Honestly, the answer to the pishadoo of the week is really the grandfather who parachuted and died in the
What
high
guy's a hero?
He's hardly a hero. There's a million 8th graders around there just to watch this guy go splice a pancake. Maybe Andy Dick was stealing power tools. Oh my guy's house.
I'm gonna watch. Oh, did I tell you that I picked up wood the other day and I'm gonna get an axe and split it? I'm very excited for this.
That's pretty good.
So this past week, as the elections are coming up, there's some things on ballots that are trying to be taken off of. Apparently, in some states, there's still slavery. As far as, so a bunch of states are all trying to get slavery officially taken off of the amendments, whatever the Bill of Rights of states have, but because they say it's unfair that people go to jail and their punishment can be slavery. Although most people who go to jail end up getting these jobs where you're doing work and you work as a slave. It's kind of just semantics. Nobody's actually getting bought and sold the way it is, although prison is like that. But Zach, I thought I'd be inspired, and today I'm calling this slave trivia.
Great.
Question number 1. Who sang the 2001 hit song, I'm a Slave for You?
Oh, I'm never going to know it. Oh, I know.
Do you want me to sing it?
Slave.
I'm a
I know the
slave.
It's kind of like Avril Lavigne or one of those.
You just brought her up, you fuck.
Britney?
It's Britney, bitch.
Britney, bitch. Yeah, that's close.
Question the second. Slave to the Grind came off of its self-titled album in 1991 by what heavy metal named band where homeless people typically are?
Skid Row.
Very nice. Skid Row. Do you know where they were formed?
Baltimore.
Toms River, New Jersey, right by me where I am now. I didn't know that till I looked this up. Number 3, Slave to the Traffic Light, a banger of a song if you ask me, came off of a 1994 double album called A Live One by which jam band?
A live one? Probably Fish.
Yeah, very good. Do you not know I love Fish?
I know you love Fish.
Okay, well, that should have been pretty easy.
It was fairly easy.
Question number 4. Their first album in 1995 was called Frog Stomp. Their second album, Freak Show, had a song called Slave. Name the band.
Frog Stomp?
Yeah, I thought that was a giveaway because everybody who thought they were cool had that stupid poster with the frog on it it was like a 90s band, you know it.
Frog Stomp.
The picture with the green frog.
I know. I'm just thinking, who the hell? Oh. Come back to me. With the hair.
The hair! The 90s hair with the hair?
Silverchair! Yes!
Very good, very good. And question number 5.
Nobody gets to see me celebrate myself, but
Despite being originally recorded in 1990, in 2014, Slave to the Rhythm debuted at number 45 on the Billboard Hot 100, giving this artist a posthumous 50th entry on the Billboard Hot 100.
Wait, say it again? With the keyboards?
In 2014, Slave to the Rhythm debuted at number 45 on the Billboard's Hot 100, giving this artist a posthumous 50th entry on the Billboard Hot 100. So 2014, who had 50, they had died before then, but they had 50 entries. The song came out in 90, but it didn't get big till 2014.
Okay.
The person was alive and well in 1990.
Yeah, okay. Who
Just
died?
diddling people.
Oh, Michael Jackson. You can't give me that as easy.
You weren't getting it.
I wasn't getting it. Getting closer, though. Diddling.
Diddling. You can always say diddling, right?
Mm-hmm. With the hair.
Boozer Dad of the podcast. Thanks for listening for tonight's episode. We hope everybody has a safe and happy Halloween. Zachy, you got a costume? We're just going to be going as a disgruntled person.
Just as a disgruntled person. My job is to hand out the candy. Jenna takes Zoe through the building. But our building is nuts. See kids I haven't seen in 12 years bilking me out of free candy.
Oh, look at your little costume. You're so scary.
No, I don't do that. Here's your enjoy. Hope you get sick.
We out.
Bye.